Out of the box, I plugged it in. Let me turn it on now. Okay, I've got to set it up. It's saying English. I'll say okay. And it's going to go into preparing. It's very simple to put the ink system on this printer, or the XP 320, 420, or 424. And now with the COC Smart Chip, it'll reset the ink levels. Now it's telling me to install the cartridges. So that's what I'm going to do next. Press the start, which is this green button here, or blue. It's going to move over. When it comes over, it's telling me right now its ink cartridges are installed incorrectly. Okay to proceed. That's what it's saying. Now when it gets over, I'm going to go set up the ink tank, and we're going to put those cartridges in. A safety catch. You don't have to use it. You do not have to use it. But basically, it's two parts. One sticks here, and then you peel it, stick it here, and stick the other one on the machine. But I'm going to show you how to do it. You want to put it together first. That's the way it's going to come. Then when it's all together, then what I do is I peel and I stick it, and then I'll stick it to the printer. But before that, I want to point out, when you first get the system, you've got to rock it. You've got to rock it. All I'm doing now, when I rock it like this, make sure the plugs are not out when you do it, otherwise you spill ink all over. Okay, I'm taking all the ink that got in the isobaric chamber during shipping. Now once I do that, then I can put the little safety catch on. It goes right next to the printer right here. It makes it easy so nobody can knock it over, and it just protects it. On the ink tank, and it always faces down because one end is closed in right there. So you want to make sure you put it on right, or you have to take it all apart. And this is a two-sided 3M or adhesive tape. Sit there for a minute. I always clean the surface with alcohol. Same thing on the printer. I always clean it with alcohol. It takes off of any of the mold release oils that are left on the printer. And this way, when I stand it up, I can put it right next to the printer. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to do it till we're almost complete with our install. Okay, now I've got the system cartridges. I'm going to snap them in. First, I got to put them in. Now, sometimes you have to do this a couple times, because when you're first putting it in, if you don't hear 4 clicks, you're going to get on the screen, cannot recognize the cartridges. You'll get that over and over again if you don't get it in. So I have not unplugged the printer. Now, normally I tell you to unplug the printer because we got to do hose travel. So I'm going to put it in first before I do hose travel. I'll show you what I mean. It takes a lot to push them in. You're not going to damage the printer, and sometimes I'll push on the tabs, especially over here where the reset button is. Be very careful. This area right here, when you're pushing it in, doesn't always lock in. But I've got it in now. Got it in now. Now I'm going to go over and press start to see what happens. Remember, I have not put the Epson cartridges in, so I have no idea what's going to happen. Push start. It's going to check the cartridges. Now I'm holding the hose. Now I get ink cartridges are not recognized. So I'm going to hit proceed. Let it come back out again. I'm going to take them back up and put them back in, and then I'm going to press the button. Now remember, we didn't put those Epson cartridges in, so I might have to go back and put them in first so the printer recognizes them. Cartridges, because could not recognize. But before we go any further, I got to point this out. when we first turned it on, we got to make sure, and when you put the cartridges in, that the little plugs are out of the isobaric chambers. Only take the little plugs out. The only time they go in is when you're filling the ink bottles. So you got to take them out, because it's going to go into a power charge, because I didn't put the Epson cartridges in. So now it's going to go into a power charge. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to hold this. I'm pretty sure I got it snapped in pretty good right now. I'll press the start. And I'm going to hold the hose and see what happens. Now remember, I didn't put any cartridges in. So now it says checking the cartridge. See how quick that went back and forth? That's why I'm holding it. I'm only doing this to show you this in the video. And then we'll do hose travel and all the rest. Now it's charging. That's a good thing. That's just like if you put the Epsons in. So I didn't have to put the Epson cartridges in, so I could put those to the side and keep them. Just in case there was an issue come up, you could put them in and see if that would solve your problem, or it's a printer problem, or it's an ink system problem. So that's why you don't want to use those up. Because otherwise you'll have to go out and buy a set and spend $60, $70. So I installed the ink tank system. I'm holding the hose right now because we got to finish installing the hose bracket